Shalom. Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakar, Qadash, Ma'amaf. Alright, want to give a double honors to the elders of Great Millstone and salutations to you, sincere Akil. Alright, once again, we out here prophesying the downfall of America, aka Babylon, known as in the scriptures, alright, the land of confusion. Alright.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. A feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry.
Right.
But money answereth all things.
Right. So the scriptures tell you that money, answereth all things. Why? Because money is what you use to what? Buy your food, buy your clothes. All right. What you exchange for certain goods in this society. But what is money? Alright, so I want to find out what the definition of money is, because you have what you call the Bitcoin, what they call the Bitcoin bull that's happening right now, the bull market. You have the American dollar that went to a bear market. Alright, as of January 4th, the Bitcoin market has moved into a bull market, meaning it's going on an upscale. Alright, you have something called, can somebody look up the word money in lexicon? Anywhere you can find money out in the lexicon. Whoever do it quicker. But you have something called a wedge. Now you have a wedge dealing with the dollar or the Dow, which is a wedge going upward. Alright? Which is going to cause the dollar to crash way down and try to find the bottom. And now you have what you call a head and shoulders inverse wedge. Means the wedge is going downward like that, and now you have Bitcoin in the middle of that. And what it's doing is, if Bitcoin goes up above 4,000 by next week, then it's fully entered into a bull market. It's going to keep going up. All right, you might see a zigzag. They're expecting it to drop like 200 points, but as it drops, it's going to skyrocket. Alright, because it's entering into what you call a bull market. And a bull market represents, as a bull raises his horns, that's what it's talking about, going up and down, but it's still going in the upward scale. If it's a bear market, it's swinging downward. Slowly swinging down. Alright, that's what it represents. So Bitcoin is on the upward scale as far as the futures of its investment and what it's going to promise to be backed by, which is gold, oils, silver, any other currency. So they're pulling away from fiat currency, and everybody's losing. What it shows is that everybody's losing faith in the dollar and moving towards the blockchain system, which is a setup for the RFID chip, the Charagma. All right, yeah. Look up the word money and click on money in the Hebrew. Strong.
This is money.
A little louder, brother.
Yeah.
We out here for war, man. Come on, y'all.
This is money in the lexicon. Silver, money, silver as metal, as ornament, as color. Money, shekels, talents.
Right. Read that again a little slower.
Come on. Silver, money, silver.
And the way you say silver in the Hebrew is shakal. I don't think that's shakal right there. It should be like kasap.
Oh, con.
Kasar or kasap.
Con.
Which means money, all right, or coinage, or mint. All right. Go ahead.
As metal.
Can you look up money on etymology?
As metal, as ornament, as color.
Right, as a metal, as an ornament, or as color, meaning like gold or silver. So that's money. Alright? And even in your Constitution, it says money shall not be known as a note. If you look on the dollar, it says Federal Reserve Note, which is a fiat currency, a certificate, a promise on real money, which is actual gold and silver. You see that? So now, can you look up the word currency, somebody? Somebody look up currency, somebody look up money on etymology. Alright, go ahead, brother.
Alright, this is money. The etymology of money, it says a current medium of exchange in the form of coins and banknotes collectively.
Right. They say banknotes collectively because that's what the government considers money. But money is actually the coin. Alright, it goes back to the word mint, where the coin was minted at. You have a treasure, you have booty, which would be like gold, silver, but then what is melted down and made into a coin, meaning minted. Alright? So that's when it becomes what? Money. You see that? So now they try to say that the dollar is money because it was minted. No, it wasn't minted. Even though it was minted, it was what? Debased. So it's no longer money anymore.
I got currency.
Alright, go ahead. So now this is what we're using. In America, they have us using currency. This is what currency is. Go ahead.
There's two definitions. The first one is...
And this happened ever since 1971 with the Nixon shock, when he took the dollar away from gold, the gold standard away from the dollar. All right, so the dollar is no longer minted, as you like to say. It has no precious metals in it anymore, and it's not backed by any precious metals. Go ahead.
The first definition is a system of money in general use in a particular country. Money, legal tender, cash.
Etymology? I need the etymology.
Come on. The fact or quality of being generally accepted or in use. Prevalent, circulation, exposure,
there you go.
acceptance.
Circulation. So it's something, it basically means the current or circulation. So, or movement. Now the dollar is what moves the actual currencies. Where the dollars go, alright, it actually moves the currencies, meaning they can send dollars over to China and buy a bunch of assets with the dollar. They can keep debasing, meaning inflating the dollar and buying up all the true assets from these other countries and bring them to America. You see that? So that's why it's called currency. Alright? Now, but it's not actual money. It's called fiat currency, meaning liquidity. Alright? It's a floating currency. It's not real currency. It's not real money, I mean.
I got another definition.
You got another one? Go ahead.
All right, this currency, the etymology for currency says, condition of flowing, a sense now rare or obsolete. Latin currens. It says, the notion of state or fact of flowing from person to person led to the senses, continually in public knowledge, and that which is current as a medium of exchange, money.
Right, so, you know, they mixing the definitions up in there. But in the Black's Law Book Dictionary, that's what the attorneys read and the judges study to become attorneys read to become judges. It says clearly that money shall not be known as a note. All right, and money is gold and silver and any monetary commodity at that point in time. And it just so happens that the dollar bill is acting as money in de facto, meaning there's a group of people that agree that it's money. Meaning people like your car dealership, your electric personnel, your job, you can't go to them and say, hey, I'm going to get paid in gold. Why? Because they all agree to use that dollar. All right? Based under the courts of England and based under the IRS. All right? And dealing with your birth certificate. Now, where are we at? Get that one real quick.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6.
Right, you still got that definition for money. Oh, anyway, I think the word money also goes back to Juno. And Juno is basically Saturn. And that's what they used to call where they used to keep their money at in Rome. They called it monetaire or something like that. You know, it's like a pagan terminology. And that's where they kept all their money at in this palace in Rome that looks just like that little house on the back of the nickel. You know what I'm talking about? The Washington, D.C. You know? So that's where they kept their money at in Rome, and it was basically a temple to Saturn. And it's still there to this day, but it's torn down. All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah.
Yeah, because Juno represented a deity that they considered watching over all of their situations. Monetary notes. See that? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, is his treasure.
Right, man. So knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time. What time? The time of Jacob's trouble. And that's what we're coming into. Somebody get that? We're coming into the time of Jacob's trouble. You got wicked, demonic Trump doing a government shutdown, you know? And if it goes past January 11th, and also February, if it goes past February 1st, they're going to what? Keep food stamps. People ain't going to get their food stamps. If it goes past January 29th, people ain't going to get their taxes. February 11th, people ain't gonna, the federal agents aren't gonna get paid.
But Bakasha, and you know you Jakes, alright, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, alright, y'all quit to wait on, y'all quit for tax season to come in so y'all can get y'all taxes, man. But Trump, you know, by the effects of the government shutdown, it's going to affect that, man. And you're not going to be able to get your taxes, man.
Right. And I mean, we'll keep it real. Everybody want their taxes. I want my taxes. Because it's money that you work for. And they basically stealing it from you. You know? And they say they're giving it back to you at the end of the year. But the scripture say you're supposed to get paid daily for your work. So it's money that you work for. And scripture, that's why we're going at it this angle. Because money shall be what? For all things, right? Read that again, brother.
It says, a feast is made for laughter, and wine maketh merry.
Right.
But money answereth all things.
Money answereth all things, even in our condition. He that work, he won't eat. So we're in this society, we have to work to eat. And working, you're going to get what? Paid in coinage and mint. To be able to buy commodities. You know, buy, what's the word for it? What is it? Victuals. Alright, which is basically food, you know. So it takes money to buy these things, like instead of barter. They won't even let you barter no more.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. America was supposed to be built based upon free trade and the barter system. But when the government was developed fully, the government wanted to be able to control all the money, and then the government don't even control all the money. The feds control the money.
Right.
You know, the Illuminati controls the money, man.
The fact that the feds even exist, it shows that there has to be a collapse somewhere. And, you know, and it happened in Rome. All right, we're gonna get into that. And anywhere where the government gets involved in free trade and wages and taxes, there's gonna be a collapse somewhere, and there's gonna be civil war. All right, and the falling of that empire. Because it turns into hyperinflation if a war breaks out. Alright? Because before World War I and World War II, America was a republic. And later it changed into what? What do you call it? A dictatorship. Now they're dealing with your wages. They're dealing with, you know, what they regulate wages. They regulate food stamps. They regulate trade. They regulate the farms. They regulate the markets.
Regulate your health.
They regulate your health. Well, I'm talking about money, though. Yeah, but money. They regulate the markets. But originally, the best way for the market to exist is to let the markets regulate themselves.
Yeah.
Let people trade amongst themselves. Keep the prices the same. Can you imagine going to bake a cake, and you go to bake that cake with leavened bread and it's growing, but the numbers on the damn dial keep changing. They say you gotta add this number to it now. You gotta add that number to it now. But every time you come back, the estimates change on that, and that's the way they do in the market. What's gonna call it to what? And blow up at some point because you're not monitoring it correctly.
If I may add on, I was just watching a documentary on Venezuela economy collapse, man. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2016. You know, that's what they basically saying was going on then. All right, they said you can go in a restaurant, all right, and the entree will be $5, all right. But constantly after each week, that price has to go up, and they have no control over that price, man. All right, they say those prices gradually go up because of the inflation, man.
That's called hyperinflation, meaning your money stays the same. It stays the same, meaning it says $20, but it's debased. It loses value. Now, back in Rome, they called it something called coin clipping. All right, we might get into it in a minute. We're gonna read it in a second. But they have actually, we might go ahead and get it. But they have something called coin clipping, and this was the first, besides 1700s with Hammurabi, Elamite, that was the first instance of hyperinflation. It was done in Rome, 235 AD. What was called the crisis of the 3rd century. Which was called the Second Phoenician Wars, or the Second Punic Wars. All right, where you have, what's his name, Diocletian. All right, you had 2 Roman emperors that were killed, because you had Rome. The reason it's called the eagle because of the western leg of wings of Rome. All right, and the one in the middle represents the spirit of Rome, or whoever is the delegate, or Augustus. Now, taxation started with Augustus Caesar. All right, he's the one that started taxation. You know? So he's the one that began taxation. So taxation is illegal. It's not scriptural. That's what the scripture say. What? Render unto Caesar what is Caesar. All right. So that's what he was talking about, Augustus Caesar. Or no? Yeah. Let me know when y'all get it.
I still got At last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
Right, and that's the time we're coming up to, is the time of Jacob's trouble, where you'll have your food stamps, where you don't have the income tax, you know, where you don't have these funds, these governmental subsidies and funds, man. What they call that shit? Where you get to stay in some Section 8?
Benefits.
Right? Huh?
Benefits.
All the benefits and shit, man. Wait. You know? Go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 21.
A little louder, brother.
They say unto him, Caesar's. Then said he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's,
Right.
and to Yahweh the things that are Yahweh's.
Right, go up one more. Two more verses.
Alright, verse 18. But Yahweh Shah perceived the wickedness, and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites?
Yep. Where you at?
18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. 17. Yeah, 17.
Alright, this is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, verse 17.
Yep.
Tell us therefore, what thinkest thou? It is lawful to give tribute to Caesar or not?
Right, it's saying, is it lawful to pay them taxes? You know, and it's not, because the way they're doing it, man. You're supposed to get paid daily for your work. Alright? And taxing the people is oppression. Alright, go ahead.
But Yahweh Shah perceived the wickedness, and said, Why tempt ye me, ye hypocrites?
Right, saying they hypocrites, man. Because they know the times that we were in. We were living amongst the heathen. And we're supposed to obey the laws of the land. Alright, if you don't pay Caesar, what's going to happen? You're going to be put to death. Or put in jail. Go ahead.
Shew me the tribute money. And they brought unto him a penny.
Right, and this is the place where we're made to pay tribute. And if you're made to pay tribute to anybody, then you're the one that's in subjection. You're the one that's in servitude. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, Whose is the image and superscription?
Right. So whose subscription and image is on that coinage, that mint? All right, that coin. And today we have what? What they call the founding forefathers of Esau, the so-called white man, the devil. You know? George Jackass. What's his name? Andrew Jackson. Jackass. All of them goddamn weirdos, man. Right? All them damn demons on there. Now they got the Trump coin. The silver dollar that they selling. Yeah, it's pure silver that you can get right now. You know, 99.9 silver.
And they pure silver.
Well, it's pure enough. 99.9. You know, that's pure silver. But let's keep going, man. Where was we at? So he said what? Keep going.
All right, verse 21. They say unto him, Caesar's. And saith he unto them, Render therefore unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's.
Right. So we render unto Caesar the things which are Caesar's, man. All right. So the Caesar today represents the president. All right. And the Augustus represents who? The Illuminati. All right. That's your Senate, or your whole setup of Rome. And we render unto Rome what is Rome. So you pay them their taxes, man. You pay what you got to pay, and you handle your business. You know what I mean? You work and you pay your taxes, man. All right? Well, go ahead, you cut it.